We will start today by lying on our backs. Bring yourself down onto the mat with control. Get yourself comfortable onto the floor. Just take a moment to breathe in and out through the nose. Feel the breath moving in and out of the belly. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Slowing everything down. And now we'll hug the knees all the way into the chest. Give yourself a little roll from side to side, a rock from side to side. Feeling that massage into the lower back, into the floor. Keep that breath steady and smooth. And as you lie here, taking a moment to maybe set an intention for this yoga practice. How do you want to feel? How do you want to show up for yourself? You've already done so much by arriving on the mat today, so give yourself some gratitude. Now extending the left leg out along the mat. Bring your right knee up towards your right shoulder. If it is enough for you, just keep the right hand around the back of the right knee and draw the knee out to the side as you flex your foot towards the ceiling. If you can reach for your big toe with your two peace fingers of the right hand to come into a half happy baby position. So if you are tighter in the hips and hamstrings, just taking that variation with your hands around the back of the knee. Keeping that foot flexed and just breathing into a deep stretch here. Nice. And now bending the left knee in, cross the right leg over the left, take your arms out into a T shape, and then move the legs over, across into a twist. If it feels too much, you can uncross the legs again. Otherwise, we're wrapping right leg over left and twisting through the spine. Feel this release through your spine, maybe a few little cracks. Breathe into the belly here. Taking the breath into the space where you feel the twist. Another deep breath in. And now as you exhale, unwind, uncross the legs. Give your knees a sway from side to side. And then extending that right leg out, coming onto the left side now, reaching around for the back of your left knee. Right leg stays relaxed. If this is enough for you, stay here, flex the left foot. If you want to go for a deeper stretch, you can bring your peace fingers around your left big toe. Make sure that our leg is as open as possible. Breathe into that sensation. Use the exhales to help you relax into any tension that you feel. Let it go with each exhale. And now we'll bring the right leg up in the same position again, this time coming to our full happy baby. So option to have The hands around the backs of the knees, flexing the feet upwards, feeling that stretch in the hips and the inner thighs. And then if you can, reaching for the big toes or the outsides of the feet, having the upper arms on the insides of the knees, and really prioritizing that openness of the hips. So if holding onto the feet means you have to lift up your head, then take it down onto the backs of the knees. Do what really feels right on your body today. In every pose, taking the variation that allows you to prioritize your breath. And now we'll bring the knees into the center. Take a little rock and roll along the spine, hands around the backs of the knees, coming up to your Navasana little boat position, shins parallel with the mat. Really start to engage through your core, draw it towards the spine. Maybe try straightening one leg and then the other. Nice. And then release the legs. We'll take a reverse tabletop. So seeing what position with the hands feels comfortable for you. Bringing the feet underneath the knees, the wrists under the shoulders. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, press up into that reverse tabletop, using the strength of the backs of the thighs, the glutes, the upper back. You might need to reposition the hands to make this position work for your wrists and your shoulders. You can take a little rock back and forth. Maybe even drop the head back if that feels safe for you to do so. And then lowering it down. Nice. Coming back to seated. We'll take the right leg out in front of us. And then grabbing for the outside of the left foot with the right hand, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring yourself into a twist, pressing the left foot into the right hand, taking it as much towards straight as you can while still keeping that nice upright spine. So if holding the foot is making you round back, then just keep the knee a little more bent. Look back towards your back thumb if that feels okay for you. Take the breath into this area where you feel the twist. Another deep breath in. Exhale, release into the center. And now bending into the right knee, taking the hands behind you. Cross your left ankle over top of the right knee. And then walk the hands back so that you're leaning back away from those legs. Flex the left foot, press the left knee away from your face. If this is enough for you, you can stay here or even come down onto the elbows. Just feel that stretch. If you'd like to add a back bend here, you can point the fingers back and then lift the chest up, lifting the lower back away from the mat, maybe dropping your head back if that feels good to you. Keep pressing away with that front knee, the left knee. Couple more breaths. Nice. And then coming back upright into the center of the mat, wrap your right foot underneath you and then crossing the left foot over the top. So we're binding the legs in this shape. You're going to take the right arm around the left knee and come to another little twist here. If this is not working for your right knee or you're really rocked over onto your right sit bone, then you can extend that bottom leg. So just taking whichever variation feels good for you, trying not to lean into that backhand but lift up away from it, feeling the twist come through your spine. You could even hook your right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Nice. And then exhaling to return into the center. Uncross the legs. We'll take our tabletop again to stretch out through the front of the body. Dropping the head back if that felt good. You can even rock further forward onto the knees to feel that stretch in the fronts of the hip flexors. And then come down with control, and we'll take that whole little sequence on the other side. So flexing your left foot now, draw the toes towards your face, reach for the outside of your right foot with the left hand, and then press the foot into the hand. Draw really tall through the spine, inhale, and then as you exhale, come to the twist, same as we did before, keeping either a bend in that knee or really extending into the leg for more of a stretch. Steady the breath. Another full inhale, and exhaling to come back, bending the left knee in, cross the right ankle over the left knee and flex that right foot as much as you can, either just staying here or maybe walking the hands back a little bit and coming into that back bend like we did on the other side, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Breathe into the front of the body. Keep feeling that stretch through the right glute muscle. Another full breath in. And now exhaling, come into the center. Once again, wrap your left foot around the outside of your right hip and then crossing that right knee over the top. Again, you could extend that bottom leg if the bind with the legs is not working for you. Then we're going to wrap the left arm around the right leg and twist towards the right side of the mat, fingers just behind you, not dropping into that hand, but lifting up and away from it. Maybe going for that hook of the elbow on the outside of the knee now. Another deep breath in. As you exhale, unwind, come to the center. Once again, uncross the legs, lift it up into your reverse tabletop if that feels good. And then bring it down one more time. And now we'll take our left leg into a pigeon position. So half pigeon is the pose. We will bring our left shin in line with the top edge of the mat. If this doesn't work on your knee, you can take a tighter angle with the leg. And then you're going to swing the right leg behind you. Again, taking the position with your left shin that feels okay on your knee. And if you're very high up off the mat, take a block or a blanket or a pillow underneath your left sitting bone. Already up here, you'll feel that amazing stretch coming into your glute and your piriformis, the psoas. Start to breathe. And then if it feels okay for you, you can make your way down onto your forearms or even down onto your belly with your head stacked on your hands, trying to keep the hips square so we're not rolling over away from the left knee too much. Connect with your breath here in the pigeon position. Notice how, as we breathe, any tension that we felt begins to soften. Notice those areas where you're tightly gripping on the face, the inner thighs. Let it all go. Tune into the breath as you tune out everything else. The breath allows us to become truly present. Couple more full breaths here. And then slowly walking yourself back up if you were lying over that front leg. And we'll switch the legs around. So come back to a tabletop or however it works for you to transition. And we'll bring the right knee in front now to that angle. It might be different for you on the different sides. So just find that position that works where you can find a squaring of the hips. Staying lifted on the fingertips first of all, just to feel that stretch. And then if it feels good to you, you can walk your way down over that front leg. And again, settling into the breath. This pigeon pose and all the hip stretches really are so grounding for us. In yoga, we have the chakra system, which is the different energy centers of the body. And really this whole area of the hips and the pelvis is the seat of everything. It's the beginning of us. It is the seat of the soul. So it's really where we hold a lot of tension, a lot of trauma. And with each exhale, we can begin to release that trauma and come back to ourselves. Now walking yourself up, bring that back leg around, and from there you can just come to a nice seated position and take a moment to just breathe. Notice how this practice has affected you today. Maybe it's brought up some emotions. Maybe you're feeling really good in your body now. Breathe, be with yourself. Give that gratitude to your inner self now. And then I invite you to bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head. Thank yourself for practicing yoga today. The light in me bows and acknowledges the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you loved this gentle yoga practice with no chaturangas. And if you are a beginner or maybe this was the first time you've done yoga, please let me know how it went for you in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have the most beautiful day. I'll see you very soon.